You're welcome back. This is day 4. In today's class, we'll learn about for loop. So let us understand how to use the for loop. So as we discussed in the previous class, if statement, even for is very important. But here the for loop little different from the different languages. Here the for loop mainly used for the sequence. So let us understand what is a sequence. So a sequence is list of items. Sequence is a collection of objects in which repetition in the order matters. So we already discussed about some sequences or array of collections. So particularly we discussed all the four types which are available in a Python. So one is a list, tuple, set, dictionary. So you can see this is a collection of objects or values, variables. Fine. So here we have the values. In order to read these values, here for loop is very useful. Apart from this, we can use the for loop for regular work also, as like in any other language. Here also you can use the for loop. So we have completed if statement in the previous class. So today's class will more focus on the for statement. Fine. So what is the general syntax for for statement? So here is for variable in sequence, and don't forget to put the colon. So it indicates this is the for statement, and body for. What are the statements you need to give? So you have to give the indent and then we have to write it here. Now let us execute our first program. So let's say number is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's have one list and then we can execute the list. So num is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we declare a num, that is a set actually. So we have one set. So why it is set? So because you can see that set is the square bracket. Sorry, set will have the curly bracket, but whereas list, this is a list actually. So list will have the square bracket. So remembering everything is very important. The square indicate it is a list, right? So whereas curly will indicate the set. So curly bracket with a key pair, it is a dictionary. So big bracket, sorry, curved bracket is for the tuples, right? So here is a list. So there is a one list declared, and then save this and execute it. So there is no problem. So the list is proper. It's working fine. Now next, what you want to do is we want to read each item in the list. Okay. So you want to read each item in the list. So first let's see that how to do this. So for val in num, then colon. So you want to read each value from the number. Then you can say print val. Print val. So what are the value it should print? So save this, and then if you execute this, you can see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's printing. So this is how we can use the for loop. For val in num. Num is a collection of these objects. So here num is a is a list. Okay, right. So now we'll move on. Next step is we want to add all the values. What are the vals are there? We want to add and we want to show the total. So if you want to add all these values, you record a variable. So therefore you can say sum is equal to 0, right? Then apart from printing, you want to add that value. So therefore num is equal to num plus val. Num plus val. Sorry, not num, it is a sum actually. Sorry. So num is a list actually. Okay, right. So sum plus value. Next, we want to print that value. When you want to print that value, if you print the sum here only, each line will print. So we don't want an each line. So we want to print it the outside. Once the loop is over, we want to print. So therefore you can say the total value of list num is, so comma sum. So the total value of list num. Okay, list num is the name of the list, or you can give a different name also. At this moment it is a num. So what is the total value? So if you add this 3, 6, 10, 15, 21. So you're supposed to get the 21. and now this we don't want to print, so I will remark it. So the total value of list is 21. So if you add all the values, you will get the 21. Is correct? Fine. So for val in num. So num is the list. So you can use for tuple, you can use for set, you can use for dictionary. It's all possible. We'll see more in the examples. So we'll take the next example. So here you can see that there is another list. So this time we'll have a characters. So the list contains the characters A, B, C, D. The 4 are there. So what we want to do is Y1, I1 is a number. First item name, what is the name? Whatever is there, I want to print it in each line. So I is equal to I plus 1. So this meaning is I plus is equal to 1 means what? So I1 is equal to I1 plus 1. Okay. So this is the meaning of I plus is equal to 1. Instead of writing I is equal to I1 plus 1, so we can write I1 plus equal to 1. So what are the initial value? Initial value is 1. When this is executed, it becomes 2. So next time it becomes 3, 4 like that. Right? So it will print the values, do the job. So let's execute this. You can see that 1 item name is A, 2 B, 3 C, 4 D. So all the values which are there in this list will be printed one by one. So this is for the characters or string. So again, this is the type of thing. So next is program to display student marks. Okay, here we take the dictionary, and in the dictionary, so we'll want to display all the student marks. Okay, let us first understand program to display student marks. So here is a student name, one student name, but here is the marks list. Okay, it's like a table, it may be data. The 3 students are there. Okay, Anu 90 marks, Sanju 56, Raj 77. 3 students are there. So you want to search for Raj. Okay, the name is given as a Raj. Therefore student in marks, so each student we need to fetch. So each student is, this is the name, this is the second name, this is the third name. Then we check the first name with first name with Raj. So Anu is not is equal to Raj, therefore will not be executed. So Raj is not is equal to Sanju, is not executed. Raj is equal to Raj, therefore will execute it, and this will execute and it will print the value. So break you are using here. So anywhere if it once is true, then you don't need to continue with the rest of the values. So therefore we'll use the break statement. So we'll come out of the for loop. So break for loop. For loop. Okay, so let's execute this. So Raj will have the marks 77. Fine, so it's 77, it's correct. So now what we want to do is, let's say whose marks it is, s underscore name, comma, here you can say marks is, comma again, okay. So now what will happen, what are the name you are using here, that name has to come. So Raj's marks is 77. Now instead of taking as a default value or a static value, we can use a s underscore name is equal to input, enter the name. So you have to enter the name. So you enter the name, you want to check for that one, okay. Let's save this. Now you can put the name as a Sanju. So what is the marks? 55. So again execute. So you can say John. So there is no John here, so therefore the value is not there. So it's not printing. So in that case what we can do write the else part. Else no entry with that name found. Okay, so therefore we can write no name or no entry with that name found. Save this, execute again. So you can say John. So no entry with that name found. Fine, how it works. So if it's executed here, it has a break. So for loop will be break. If there is no student matching, then it will go to else part. Then it will display the else part. Fine. So this is for loop example. So we'll have one more example. First let us understand the range functions, so that we discussed in previous class also, range. Okay, so when you talk about the so range function, so probably I would like now to discuss random. So random range we discussed, but anyway let us discuss again. So here is a range function. So how do you use a range function? So here we go there. So we'll have the Python shell here. So you can say range. So you have to give the range value, range 10. So it will have 0 to 10. So 10 items. So you want to print all the values. So print range 10. It will print the same thing, whatever it is. So now you want to print the items in the range. Then you have to use the list function. List range 10. So one more bracket. So now it will print all the values. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9. So 10 items. So 10 items, because including 0 it becomes 10. So it will print 10. Next, so you want to print from the particular value to particular value. So in that case, we can give the range. What range? Where to where? So here you can see that 1 to 5. So I want to print from 1, 5. So close the bracket. So it will print 1 to 5. So 5 is the last. So I mean it will have what are the values? Plus 1. Okay. So therefore it's a plus 1. So 5 up to 5. So therefore 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5 will not be there. So only plus 1 is there always. Okay. Plus 1 items. Because here we started with 0. But plus 5 we are printing. Okay. So let's try for something else. Okay. Some other numbers. Let's say 10 to 25. So here up to 24 it will print. Start with 10 up to 24. So what are the value? Minus 1 will print. Then it's also called a step actually. So you can give third variable as a step variable. So here I'll show you. So here I want to print from 1 to 10. Step 2. So that means a very alternate number. So now you can see 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So if I want from 2, so then I can say 2, then what will happen? So here are 2, 4, 6, 8. If I want up to 20, 2 to 21, okay. So it will see that these are 2 stable, 2, 4, 6, 8 and 20. So if you want a 3 stable, so you can see that 3, here is 31, okay, 10 times, and this is 3. So you get the 3 stable. You want 4th stable, 4, here is a 41 and here is a 4. Start with 4. So any table you can generate here. So this is how you can generate the numbers. So you want a sequence of numbers, then you can able to generate the sequence of numbers here. There is a range function. So range function you can use in for loop also to do the work. Okay. So like a regular method 1 to 10 you want to do it, then you can use the list of range. List of range. So will give me the values. So let's check for the first example. Range 1. Okay, this is for the find the factorial. So before going to the factorial, let us make simple one. Okay, so this is var in range of 10, right? So we want to print val. So what are the values are there that we want to print one by one? So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 up to 9. Now assume that we don't want 0, you want to start with 1 and up to 10. Then you have to give range 1, 11. Range 1, 11. Range 1, 11 it should print me up to 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. So how many times I want to iterate? So therefore I can use the value over here. Now easy for us to make the table. Okay, so therefore the value is 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you can see that comma 2 into 2 equals comma var into 2. Right, now what happened? So we can have generate the table here. So 2 ones are 2, like, so you can format it. We discussed in the previous classes how to format it. If you format, you can get the correct table in the correct format. Fine. So now let's see the next example. So you want to find the factorial of the number. So what is the factorial of a number? So if a 4 is a number, what is the factorial? So that is 4 into 3 into 2 into 2 into 1. So what is the total you get? 24. So 24 is the factorial. So now let's try this. So factorial of the number using the range. So here whichever the number you enter, for that we want to find the factorial. Therefore you say input, enter a number to find the factorial. So the value go to f variable, and in the beginning we initialize factorial, fact is equal to 1. So then you say val in range 1 comma f var plus 1. Okay, so because we know range you need to take plus 1, then factorial star, that is a multiplication, is equal to, what is the meaning of this? So this is fact is equal to fact into val. So what are the values there? That is the value. So then finally you want to print the fact. It's outside the indent. Okay, it's an indent. It's outside the indent. Once the loop is over, it should print me the value. So enter the number. So let's say 4. So you get the 24. Correct. Let's say 5. Get 120. Correct. So let's execute again. So you get 10. So 10 will give a very big number. Okay. So if you can see that there is a big number. So this is about factorial of number. So please practice all these things. You may get errors. You need to analyze why error, where is the error, and how to solve the error. So maybe you can say that there may be one space here. You see that there is an error here. Okay. So why there error? So the error is due to the line number 5, print fact. Okay. So there is a, what is the error? Unindent does not match any outer indentation level. Okay, so it's not matching any indentation level. So whether it's supposed to be here, so therefore it's applicable to this, or it should be somewhere here. Print fact. So in between if I do, so it's an error. So enter a number 5. So here you can see that step by step will print. First it's 1, then it becomes 2, then it becomes 6, then it becomes 24, then 120. This is the outside. Okay, this is the outside the for loop. This 120 is printing. So now if I execute again and if I give 10, so this is how you calculate 10 times. So execute each program till you understand the concept. So we'll move on. So we'll go to next one. Find the sum between the range. Okay, so that's what probably I shown already. I'll execute it again. Sum within the range. So within 1 to 5. So that is 15. So this program you have to modify to read the input value, first value and the second value. Within that range you can find the total. So therefore take 2 input, and first one should come here and second one should come here. So please try that. So we move on and then we go to the else block. So you need a time to do this, pause the video, try it, complete the work, then come back to the video. Okay. Now you can see that the for loop with else block. So if that is not, if once is over, then we go to this one. Okay. So how this works? So we go to for loop here, and there is a else part here. So what happened else part? The loop has completed the execution. So therefore once the loop is over, it will print the value. The loop has completed the value. So that means if the loop is over, this again will print the value. Okay. So even it's executed one time, the else part is always print. So there is a else. Okay, else is once the loop is over, we want to print, then you can say else, then you can print. So otherwise without else also we can do so. So therefore you put it outside. Right, so we'll do the same job. So it's not saved. Okay. Fine. So it'll do the job. Okay. So we'll figure out more but else part later. The next one is here is an example. Some words are using here. Let's see that. So what you want to do in this program is, so you can see that there is a list here. There are 4 list items: apple, banana, car, dolphin. So you want to find out each word. What is each word and how many letters are there in the each word. So you can print letters individually. Here is a print letters, and then you want to find out the how many letters in each word. Right. So first I'll print individual letters. So this is loop within the loop. So you can see that one for loop outside and there is a one more for loop inside. What is called as a loop within the loop. Sorry. So it is called as a nested loop. So loop inside one more loop called as a nested loop. Fine. So let's execute this. So this is the banana. First one is apple. Next one is banana. Next one is a car. Next one is a dolphin. So what you want to modify is, so you want to print the word and I want to print the total number of letters. Okay, this I'll remark it. I don't want to print the letters. So now you can see that apple total 5 letters, banana 6 letters, car 3 letters, and then like that. Hope you got an idea so how to do this. We'll move on. So next one, so it's like a small game here. What this game will do. So assume there are 5 people. Here are 5 members. So it automatically randomly generates some numbers. How many times? So this is 1 to 10, 9 times. Let's say 10 times. The 10 values will be get added. So t is equal to random range 0, 100. So within 100 number will be generated, it will be added. How many times? 10 times. And that will be printed. And second person, again 10 times values will be added, printed. Third, fourth, fifth. So totally 5 members. So we will give the maximum value, he is the winner. We will get the maximum number, he is the winner. Let's say execute this. It's okay, it's not saved. So Control S. So there is some problem. Random is not defined. So what to do? Random is not defined. So if the random is not defined, then you need to import it. Okay. So because system don't know what is this random is, you have to import the module. So therefore random. Import the random module. Now you can run. So now there are 5 people. One get the 525, second one at 651. And then 608. So who is the winner? 651. So he is the winner. Second one is the winner. Okay, so let's run it again. So this time 665. So fourth person is the winner. Right. So now what you have to do is you need to modify this program to give all the members' name. So if there are 5 members, the 5 member name should be there. And each member name should come here. Each member name has to come. So think and write the program. See to it, you will get the result. Okay, so thank you for watching. This is for today's class. So we'll continue tomorrow. So if possible, you can do 2 days in 1 day only or 3 days in 1 day only. Options are any open to you. But practice thoroughly, understand the concept, learn, then only we can able to solve the problems. Otherwise, what are the example given? If you execute and you stop there, that is not do much actually. So therefore you need to think, write more and more programs. So if you're not yet subscribed to our channel, please subscribe and share this video with your friends. Good day.